What is up guys, Kane here, and in this video we're going to go over the Elite Trials event, how to get the top scores and how to do it in the fastest, if not almost the fastest way possible. Now, there are a few things to cover up and you don't need to be insanely overpowered for this to happen in terms of like VIP 15 or whatever. However, you will need a few specific items on your heroes and a few specific things. So, to start, there is a 3-man event, and unfortunately I forgot the name of that specific one, which gives the Seraphic Rings as the reward. And what it does is, it grants 15% bonus damage to nearby friendly ranged units. I believe this is Divine Trials, if I'm not mistaken, the events where you have to face 3 different type of angels, like one person is the DPS, the other is a tank, and the other is a healer. As well as if your archers are pretty weak, you will need this necklace, which gives 30% lifesteal and healing on the archers. So to remove almost any chance for your archers being killed by the, let's say, boss. As I think when I had tier 12 or 13 archers, the archers did in fact die on the last boss. And believe me, I wasn't the weakest player on my realm, so some other people should or are experiencing these things a lot harder. So, as you can see, my Mako at the moment is level 40, but that is because I focused other heroes, which I don't know how to call it, maybe a little bit more important. The thing I am doing right now is trying to make a PvP oriented formation with my frontline being insanely tanky, while also debuffing the entire enemy field and all those kinds of things. Don't get me wrong, Mako will be level 50 in the next couple of weeks. So that aside, what you need from this will be the crossbow mastery, and why you will need this is because Rakan, I think, is the fastest race in this event. And why is it the fastest? It's simply because of the Rakan archers, or bandits, or however way you want to call them. And what they do is, they are able to shoot past the boss or past the front line and target anything that they reach. And their reach is almost across the map, or like half a screen away. And more than half of their damage is in AoE fire damage instead of like basic physical attack or whatever. So they do both physical damage, but at the same time, quite a lot of that is in fact like magic damage in terms of burning. So the skill that will do that damage, which will be firing across the map, is the Incendiary Arrows. Basic attacks deal bonus burning damage. After drinking ale, piercing arrows cause an explosion that deals burning damage to nearby enemies at the location of the first target hit. So if they miss the boss or the arrow flies through the boss, it explodes at the first enemy hit, and whenever the, let's say, human cavaliers are spawning, this will almost one-shot them. So, as you can see, my archers are 311,000, right? These archers are sort of weak compared to what I am fighting against in PvP. And as we go on to the stats, you can see that I have 65% crit rate and 44% critical damage, which is quite weak as well. The thing is, I am not lucky in the equipment, which gives the archers critical hit damage. Quite a lot of people on my realm is very lucky. However, Lady Luck doesn't shine upon me, at least for the equipment. Other things, I am a little bit lucky, but this, not so much. So, what to do if your archers are sort of weak? So, you go back to the heroes, you go onto your prisms, and you click one of the sets which has your, let's say, army attack prisms. However, I have a different build because whenever I'm sieging a castles for the honor events or whatever, I have my DPS heroes with the DPS. And only the other ones, which are like buffing, they have only the army attack ones. So usually I'm just at the moment manually replacing them, but eventually whenever I find like 10, 15 to 20 minutes, I will readjust them all manually. So all of the prisms are army attack, and we go back to the archers, we have 564,000 attack. And this again is very important, and you will need this all the time you will play this event. So that one is covered. However, this isn't all. From what I have noticed and participated previously in this event, you will need the equipment at least decently upgraded. So by decently, I mean you will need to upgrade at least to 6-star his equipment, so the arrows or piercing arrows will have a chance to increase more crit rate as well as accuracy. But 8-star is more preferred because it will just increase the base crit chance. So that aside, what you will need is the imbue at level 40, and it's very important. So equipment is more or less luck based, however the imbue level 40 is not entirely luck based, but depending how long you play the game, depending how high you rank and which events you play. So whenever you get these imbues 40 and you use army attack prisms, your damage will just skyrocket in this event. And you have to have all of them at level 40 imbues, and then these Recon archers start to go bonkers. So that is another thing which you will require. So what will you need more? Because that isn't all. You will need as well a turtle, which also should have 6-star equipment, because this enhanced double war drums is quite good as well, and as well it will have to have research, because the buff will be I think 6% instead of 15, and if you use stock and you have research on it, you have 6-star equipment, this is going to boost your damage of the archers by a lot. And the other thing that you will need is a Verm from a Sylph race, and that person will have to be Sylph, which means again you cannot build this yourself and then use it yourself. The reason for that is one of their research called Wild Dreams. So whenever this Verm is on the field, it blesses all allies with bonus damage and attack speed, and the bonus increases by 0.5% for every 1 second spent in hibernation and disappears upon awakening. Meaning, the longer this is on the field, the more attack speed and damage your archers are getting. And you're placing almost the entire field filled with archers. So essentially, at 20 seconds into the match, well, you will want to activate the Verm few seconds before you hit 20 at least. I will show you in the video in just a couple of minutes. So it will grant your field 8% attack and let's say 8% attack speed. However, when you awaken, this bonus will not be 0.5%, but it will multiply by 3 times. So if you will stack up to 8%, whenever you activate, that 8% will triple. And why triple is because you see 0.5% here and you see 1.5% here for every 1 second. So you don't need to do like a huge math or whatever, so you just take this number and you just multiply it by 3 and you will get the active ability. And that is important because you're going to have like 8 or 9 squads of archers, and 24% attack speed and 24% attack is quite a lot for all of the archers, meaning it's even better to have this than to have an additional squad of archers. So we've covered the archers, we've covered the buffs, and we have covered the buffer units as well. So the next thing that you should not forget is your dragon. And why is your dragon important? The thing is, Depending how well you have upgraded your dragon, there are skills on your dragon which also increases the attack of the friendly units, which also increases the attack speed of the friendly units. There are various buffs, various bonuses, not only those that I've spoken about, which will also help those few archer squads to become insanely overpowered. I mean, you could make another dragon and have, instead of this hero predation, like ranged predation or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how it is called. Just give me a second. Yeah, for some reason now it doesn't show me that thing. So I'm not entirely sure how it's called, predation, but essentially that predation buffs your archer damage by like 20 to 25% on level 100, which would then again boost your archers as well for PvE events. However, for PvP that is quite bad because then the enemy heroes will do insane damage. That is why most of us are using hero predation, so we can easily kill the enemy heroes and debuff the enemy heroes. So this is more or less just strictly for PvP and not PvE. So if your goal is strictly only PvE, you can just change this predation, but I don't advise it because you have to mix both PvP and PvE in this game. Anyways guys, in terms of the formation, as you can see, I already have a preset formation for this event, and with this formation I can auto 23 seconds. Which means quite a lot of people on my server who are pricks from another color who just trash talk me in world chat, in PM, trash talk me to a lot of people. However, they still watch my videos and try to learn from them. So that aside, I am just going to make a basic formation for this event, and so you could just work around and try to make a better formation yourself. So you place almost all of the Rakan Archer squad, so that's 3, that's 7, and that's 8. So you'll need roughly about 8 squads. So what you do, you place turtle somewhere. What you want to have is somewhere a 2-line squad. So we're going to have to move the archers like this, and we're going to move the archers like this, right? Something like this. I know I have 1 second. I have stuff equipped on my Avalon. So we're going to go like this. We're going to put Yip in here as well. We're going to put it like this as well, and more or less just put the heroes and more or less just put your strongest heroes and stuff like that wherever they would fit. So my dragon, I want to put it where damage won't be lacking. Verm, I also want to put where damage won't be lacking. Talk, where is Talk? Talk where he would fit. And then you would just, you know, place the rest of your heroes on your field. So I know Tyrion is not too bad for your army not to die, but he's not very important. Denji can be important to reduce the, let's say, defense of the boss as well. You can use this for some additional damage and whatever. Saizo for whatever. And I think that is pretty much it. You can use Alana as well. You don't really need too many heroes to just worry about it. So we're going to take off the triple speed. We're going to take off the auto battle just for like showing you. And what we're going to do is we're not going to cast the Bad Blitz, and instead we're going to start off with this. And we're going to buff the Rakan Archer squads, which will be in the front line. And then we're going to buff these archers here as well as buff the field with the turtle. So we're going to use Denji after that. And then what I like to do is just put on auto, because the Recon Archer, they just proc every couple of seconds. And after that I want to take off the auto and then press Worm, but I screwed up and the Worm won't activate at the moment. So we activate the Worm very late. And as you can see, the fight was 24 seconds. So this was probably one of the luckiest attempts, and this was 24 seconds. So that aside, that is pretty much it for this video. As I said, the Recon Archers are the fastest things for this event. Probably in the very late future something could change, but I've had the most success in this event with just the Recon Archers. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video will be helpful to you, and stay safe out there.